Good morning. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, and today we will cover Group B and the weeklies and throw up our guesstimates and see, make our best guess on what they're going to pay for this upcoming week. As you know, based on the YieldMax schedule, which is what I'm showing you right now, declaration date for Group B and the weeklies for this week is 2/26. Which I believe is the Wednesday, and then Thursday is ex-dividend date 2/27, and then Friday would be pay date 2/28. So if you want to qualify for any of these distributions, you would have to own them by the close on 2/26 and hold it until ex-dividend date 2/27, in order to get that payment. But of course, that's up to you. Keep in mind on 2/27, each of the funds will drop by the distribution. So it's not like if you buy on 2/26 and then sell it on 2/27, you're not fooling anyone, right? You're not robbing the bank here. It's all already, considered. The price drop is in there. So anyway, I'm not telling you guys anything new, but just FYI in case. Anyway, let's get to the spreadsheet. All right, so where are we at here? Got a lot going on, a lot of spreadsheets. Too many, to be honest. We'll scroll up to Group B, led by Nvidia, of course. Nvidia's a beast. They've been around quite some time and still doing well. Can't hate on Nvidia. All right, I think I got everything on the screen. So we'll start with Nvidia. It's first at the top. Right now, their implied volatility is 59%. All right. For this 4-week cycle, they went up 194 per share. Now, one thing I want to note, because I don't really get into the details on this just represents the movement in the price of the ETF price from the last ex-dividend date. This does not represent the actual recognized income per share. So this $1.94 here, that's just how much it moved up in price, right? Nvidia. It was $19.05 on ex-dividend date, and now it's $20.99 as of Friday, the close. So that's a big jump. That's a nice jump, right? That's a 10% gain. So obviously, there could be, there could be a decent amount of actual income per share. But I do track Nvidia, not to the completely detailed level, but I do have it here. And I did recognize one of the synthetic cash outs was a big one, and it paid 48 cents per share. So that's, additional income that I recognized that, when considering this estimate. Again, not enough to break the bank here, but, it's something to consider. So that being said, what the heck is my guesstimate, right? What the heck are they going to pay? I think they're going to pay over $1. I didn't want to go a little too crazy on this. I put $1.10. I know they're up $1.94, but got to keep in mind, I don't think lately they don't seem to be paying out more than they should on some of these. Some of these they still are, but some of these they are not. Last payment also was 82 cents. Payment before that 89, and then before that they did pay over $1. So that they're not going to pay over $1. They are willing to pay over that $1. I just don't think it's going to be, $1.94. I think, and I don't think it's going to be like $1.50 range. So I give it $1.10. $1.10 is a 68% yield, which is really good, to be honest. And I don't know. What do you guys think? That's a tough one. I feel like I should increase it, to be honest, now that I'm looking at this. But I won't. Anyway, I'm going to move on. FBY. Last time they paid 63 cents. Let's see how they performed this round. They went down in share price by approximately 48 cents. They're at 1985. This is a really good performing fund. Really good, honestly. They were down, so I'm impressed, actually. But I'm going to give them 51 cents. That is a 33% yield. Their IV is 29%. JPMO, last time they paid 69 cents, but they did really good last time. This time their IV, what is it, 22%, not much there. And gains per share, negative 38 cents. So nothing tells me that they're going to pay anything astonishing, right? So again, they did pay 69 cents the last cycle, but before that it's 30 cents. 30 cents is more the norm. But I'll give them a little juice up here. I'll give them 37 cents, which is a 25% yield. Up next, everyone's favorite, Murni. Just classic Murni, you know. Murni's IV is, well, Moderna's IV is pretty awesome though, 80%. But mainly because it's, you know, more people selling than buying, unfortunately, with that volume. For this cycle, they went down 56 cents from $4.35 to $3.79. Still hanging in there though, right? Still the price, although under 5, it's still struggling to stay afloat. Last time they paid 27 cents. I'm going to give them 23 cents. It's basically close to their IV. It's a 78% yield, IV 80%. So it could be a little more. But honestly, I don't care. Do you care? Does anyone care about Murni? I guess they do. I mean, it's a big fund still. But I don't know. Anyway, let's look at GDXY. GDXY, let's see. Their last payment was 59 cents. Let's take a look at their gains per share. GDXY actually did go up 38 cents. So very impressive there. Not bad at all. Not the bad at all. But their price is at 15.61. Could be better. IV is at 31%. I'll give them a little higher than the IV. I'll give them 44 cents, which is a decrease from the last payment. Babo paid 46 cents last time around. I do not track Babo. However, look at this. Look at this. Last ex-dividend date, they were 1809. Look at that. Now they are 23.75. Like, what in the actual? So, man, that is really nice. They went up 5.66 per share. So that's really good. I don't know when this happened. I don't know if they cashed out their synthetic, but actually, now that I'm looking at this, I want to give them higher. Let's see what I gave them. So last time they paid 46 cents. I gave them $1.30. What'd they pay? They did pay a big one not that long ago. $1.29. Yeah, so I kept it in line with that payment. $1.30 is a 71% yield. Their IV is 52%. Should I give them $2? Probably not, to be honest. They're at 23 though, right? Nvidia is at 20.99. I gave Nvidia $1.10. So it's kind of fair. So $1.30. Yeah, should they pay more than that? Not really. That's a toughie win. I'll give them a little more. What do you think? A little more bonus? $1.37. $1.37. That didn't do much, did it, huh? You know, I'll go with the 40s. 48, close to $1.50. There you go. 80. I wanted to get that 80% yield in there. So Babo, only because it's you, Babo. $1.48, 81% yield. Let's go. All right, here's the one we're waiting for, PLTY. This thing is a monster, man. Their first payments, they started out, they paid $2.20, then $3.34, then $3.58, and then $2.98. Now, why do I think they're going to pay so much more? Well, look, gains per share, $12.91, all right? They went up in price, $12.91. In fact, it was much better until Friday. Friday was a disaster. But they're still up $12.91. I also track PLTY, in a summarized level, but I did capture this. They did have synthetic income when they cashed out. It came to approximately 22 million. Well, it did come out to 22 million. But now, take that divided by the current outstanding shares, it's $13.41 per share in income. So, and as you know, they have to pay out 90% of their income, right? But again, it's very early in the fiscal year, so they're not going to pay you $13, all right? They're not going to pay you $12. They're not going to pay you even $10. But they are going to pay you something big. So that's my thinking, at least. Of course, they could hold back and just pay you whatever the IV is, and then hold most of it or all or the rest of it for a rainy day. So that's an option too. But I think they're going to put this. This is going to be the biggest payment. I'm pretty sure before this, SMCY had the biggest payment at over $5. But now 750 is my guesstimate. That's a big one. That's a big payment because, yes, my thinking, I didn't really think too much, honestly. I just thought 5, greater than 5, less than 10. I'll go right in the middle, 750. That's safe. It's going to be, I think, in the middle of 5 and 10. I know that doesn't help you guys, but 750, I think, would be a fair payment based on what we saw that they made. 750 is also a 123% yield, and their IV is 67%. So that's nearly double. So again, technically, they don't have to pay this. They don't. But will they? That's the question. I think they will because, again, it's an eye-opener, right? It makes noise. It makes people talk. So why the hell not, right? Again, it is what it is. They do what they do. But why not just make it a little exciting? Yeah, my ETF, they just paid you $750. $750 for the freaking month. Not even the month, 4 weeks. So, what do you guys think of PLTY? Because I don't know. I just don't know. It's too hard to guess. But my guess is 750, 123% yield. All right, let's move on to MARO. Again, just kind of disappointing, but it launched at a bad time. Their last payment was 210. For this cycle, they went down 611. I mean, that is brutal. That is brutal. They are struggling. Their IV is actually 94%. I didn't give them their full IV. I give them a 91% yield, which would be 210, which is the exact same payment they gave last time. So I'm thinking that would be fair. And then last but not least, we have DIPS, the inverse of Nvidia. Again, you know how I feel about the inverses. They paid 50 cents the last 2 cycles. How are they doing this time around? They went down $1.17. So again, nothing there that would change anything really. So I gave them a guesstimate yield of 53%. Their IV is 59. So I gave them 48 cents. That's a drop from the previous payment. So is that going to be right? Again, who the heck knows? Who in the actual hell knows? Now, YieldMax and YMAG, just so you guys know, they're going to pay you based on what you got paid on Group A. Here's Group A, right? And we know what they paid. So my guesstimate for those will be over here because I take the average yield and how many funds are there and what percent, blah, 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 blah. So I do that calculation here, and I carry that to the bottom. But you guys can, get the gist, which I'll cover in a second. Now, for next week's YieldMax and YMAG payment, I do have already an estimate, which is massive, right? YieldMax, 24 cents. Is that high? Well, look at PLTY, man. Yeah, if PLTY pays that big payment, oh, yeah. And then NVIDIA's got a decent payment, so hell. And then even YMAG, 20 cents. So again, let's not get too excited. This is not for next week's. This is for the week after. So we'll wait and see what Group B pays before you get too excited. All right, so here's the weeklies. Let's take a look here. YieldMax, again, I did not decrease it. Last time I decreased it, I did a 90% or 85 or 90% allocator to decrease the payment. But last time, if I removed the allocator, it was on the money. So I'm going to give them a 16-cent payment for YieldMax. YMAG, give them a 20-cent payment. By the way, does this guesstimate yield work? Let's see. AU times, yeah, okay. All right. By the way, yeah, so YieldMax payment would be a 51% yield. YMAG would be a 60% yield. So that's pretty good. Then we got L to the F to the G to the Y. This time I'll get it right because obviously these weeklies, they add the various weeks within one column. So I'll put 4 weeks in one column. The last payment for LFGY was 57 cents, which is kind of weak. So let's go to the LFGY tab and see what this tells us. So what do? I take all of these, I just download the holdings and I get the implied volatility of all the various funds and then I average it up. All right. They have a lot of crypto funds, which I love this fund, to be honest. I do. because it's, it's diversified appropriately. It's investing in all these. I don't know what the hell's in crypto. Like, what the hell is Oprah or Opera or whatever the hell that one is? New holdings, some of these things. And then I'm sure they'll add things and remove things as they go, which is great. But overall, their implied volatility average is 84%. So if we pay 84%, that's a 72-cent payment. All right. So again, so you take the 84%, you times it by the current price of the ETF, and you divide it by 52. That's what my thinking is. That's what my logic is. Now, again, what they paid the last two times, let's look. 56 cents, 50. So 62 cents, 62 cents, 56 cents, and then 57 cents. So 72 cents, is that high? Yes, that seems very high, to be honest. So I'm going to have to give them the allocator, I think, now that I'm looking at this. Didn't think of it at the time. So if I multiply this by 90%, is that a little more reasonable of a distribution? Probably 65 cents. Okay. So 65 cents, that's a guesstimate yield of 76%. Their current yield is 70%. So, and it would still be an increase from the previous payment. Do we think it's going to be an increase from the previous payment? That's the question. Right now, I'll go with 65. Again, their IV looking good. So we'll see, man. If it's lower, then obviously I'll have to use a different allocator, maybe like an 85% or something like that. Maybe even 80. But for now, I'm going to leave it and say LFGY could pay 65 cents. GPTY, again, we're going to do the same thing. They have a tab, looks at their holdings, the various holdings, Apple. They got freaking Apple, man. Can't get much safer than that. But again, that IV brings us down. That's a 22% IV. They got Amazon. Amazon's IV brings us down to 28%. But it's safety, man. This is a safe fund. Well, quote unquote, safe fund. Taiwan Semiconductor, 38% IV. Overall, average IV still 45%. So that's still pretty good. Guesstimate yield based on that is 41 cents. So the question is that within reason? What did they pay last time? Let's see. If I go to the breakdown, 33 cents, 29 cents, and 32 cents. Those were the last three payments. So, yeah, 41 cents seems a little much. So I'm going to use that 90%er just like I did on the other and drop it a little. Don't get mad at me. That's, I'm just doing it based on what I see. So 37 cents, that would be an increase still from the last payment. Again, these are increases. Not sure we should reflect increases. But the guesstimate yield now is 41%, which is lower than the implied volatility that we saw, the average. So I'll leave it. To be fair, let's just see. Let's see how it goes when they declare. I have to remember to, check it. Problem is they freaking declare, and I just can't. I'm in the office that day, and by the time I get home, I can't freaking remember this crap to look at it and see, what was my allocator, this and that. I'm just plugging in the number. I'm not really giving a crap about my guesstimate at that point in time. Anyway, SDTY, or some others likes to call it STDY. I'm kidding, but they paid 22 cents the last time, which was pretty high. So maybe that includes a little more than just the week. I don't freaking know. I really don't. So this one's tough. I don't have a tab for it, but I do have, the S&P implied volatility, 14%, or I'm sorry, that's actually SPYs. Because I'm not sure if .INX does have an IV. I think it comes out as error, so I just use the SPYs. But yeah, that only came out to, I forget what it came out to, but it was less than 18 cents. So I juiced it up 130%, and I gave them an 18-cent payment, which again, that's around a 18% yield. That's not really too exciting. So maybe it's going to be more. I don't know. Again, they paid 22 cents the first time around. I feel like the first payment is always juiced up, has a few more days in it. So let's go with 18 cents. Again, I don't freaking know. And then QDTY, I have 23 cents. This is their first payment. I'm assuming they're paying. I haven't even checked, to be honest. So again, I apologize. They have to be paying. To be honest, they should be. But we'll go with 23 cents, which is a 23% yield. 23 cents is also juiced up to 130%. But should I give them a higher juice since it's their first payment? Maybe, because SDTY actually paid 22 cents on the first go around, so maybe I should juice it up 140%, 150%, because it's the Qs, right? The Qs has a higher IV. Let's look at the IVs. They have 18% versus the 14%. I don't know why. I should have copied that here, right? Yeah, P113. What the hell? Where's that pulling? P113. P what? Oh, that's from the file, duh. So this has got to be yeah, G45. So you copy that. And you go here. Well, that didn't work. All right, so obviously I just got to pull it. I just got to adjust the formula. But who cares? I already showed you the IV. But yeah, maybe QDTY will pay a slight more than SDTY did. So we'll just juice it up by 140% because we feel like it, right? We could do whatever the hell we want. So what do you guys think of that? 25-cent payment. Boom. Boom, baby. All right, that would be a 25% yield. Again, these are the competitors to the round hill funds. They do 0 day till expiration, options trades, covered calls, fun stuff. Very busy fund, very active. So let me know if any of you guys are buying into those funds. All right, so that's the wrap up. That's the wrap up for the Group B guesstimates. So now I'm going to get into a few things. You guys like recovery rates, so I'm going to start with Group B, and we will look at their actual recovery rate versus what they paid the last time around. So again, people like to talk about recovery rate because they want to know if their fund did recover what they previously paid, even though what they previously paid should be based on what they previously made. If that makes sense. But it's also good to look at it this way because, again, you want whatever they pay that you want it to go back up in price. So look at NVIDIA, for example. Of course, look at that. They went up $1.94. They more than recovered what they previously paid. So that's a 233% recovery rate. What did they pay? Not a lot, right? What did they pay last time? 82 cents. That's not too crazy. So since they made $1.94, yeah, they recovered that and then some. So that is a scenario that you want to be in. So good job, NVIDIA. FBY, they did not go up in price. In fact, they went negative. So they did not have a positive recovery rate. Negative 75% recovery rate. JPMO, they went down. Negative 54% recovery rate. MARO, they went down. Negative 200% recovery rate. In fact, I don't remember the last time I said anything positive about MARO, and it's not my fault. These are the numbers, and it's just going down. Unfortunately. Of course, yeah, Moderna, they could come out with something and then fly to the freaking moon. I guess people are waiting for that. And when that happens, that'll be pretty awesome. But again, for the time being, it's just like, woo-wee. All right, GDXY, they had positive. They did go up 38 cents. It's not enough, though, right? It's not enough to cover what they paid previously. What did they pay? Well, you have to scroll over, right? Here we go, 59 cents. Yeah, they didn't recover that, but that's okay. They recovered 64% of that. That's good. Now, Babo is on a planet of its own, right? It even did better than PLTY. Babo, they went up 566. So what did they pay previously? 46 cents. So, woo, man, that's why, oh, man, I look at that, and I'm like, oh, I want to give them more money. Should we give them more money? Should we give them $2? I'm not doing it because, Babo, as quick as they went up, we know they can go back down. So if I were YieldMax, I would not pay, much more than that. But anyway, their recovery rate, look at that, 1,206%. Need I say more? If you're a Babo holder, you're smiling ear to ear. You're like, yeah, ballin'. All right, PLTY, what can I say? They went up $12.91. They recovered 4 times over, 432%. We know they did really good. MARO, again, this thing's been in the shitter, negative 290% recovery rate, and then dips, negative 232% recovery rate. All right, let's move on to Group C. We got, led by Nefli. Unfortunately, negative for Nefli, negative for Coney, negative for MSFO. AMDY is in the positive recovery, 20% though. PP's in the negative, ABNY positive. They recovered 238% of their prior distribution. CVNY is not paid yet. They'll pay next cycle. Fiat, they actually did have a recovery, 141%, and then Ulti, negative 52%. Again, probably mostly thanks to Friday. But they're still holding up pretty good. They're at 791. So they did only go down 28 cents per share. Aptly, good job, Aptly. They recovered 102%. Good job. They're doing their job. Good fund right there. AMZ, Disso, Squee, AIYY, Misty, all in the negative, man. Especially Squee. Squee took a beating the other day. They're down. They're down big. In fact, they're negative 476% recovery rate. Again, I'm not going to go into the details on every single negative one, but they're, I will on the positives like SMCY. They went up 623 in price, 298% recovery rate. So maybe we're in for a nice payment from them. YQQQ, they recovered 20%. If anyone gives a crap, I'm not going to show the recovery rate for the weeklies because it's too much work. TSLY, OARC, GUI, Zomo, Ybit, Snow, everything is freaking negative. All right. Thanks to Friday. Because again, they just declared. So their ex-dividend date actually pulled from Thursday last week. So this is a 2-day pull. And a 2-day pull, and one of them Friday, you're not looking good. So obviously that's why they're all in the negative. Hopefully we can recover back up this upcoming week. But that being said, Crash, which is an inverse fund, of course that one should do good. It recovered 47%, right? So I guess that's okay. Decent, right? But so that's the recovery rate information. Now, house money. People love house money, right? Let's see, Group A just paid. So obviously, we're almost at house money for Tesla and OARC. We're getting there. Tesla's at 78%, OARC at 61%. Everyone else, not really that close. NVDY, we know 131%. FBY, 65%. Murny, 51%. After this payment from PLTY, they're gonna be up there too. But everyone else is kind of playing from behind. And then Group C, Nefli, 65%. That's pretty awesome. I always love Nefli. But as you know, I got out of the individual covered call ETFs, except for Misty, because their IV is just very juicy. And I also consider, Bitcoin its own index. It's the crypto index, really. So that's kind of like why I'm comfortable with Misty and not like Nefli, for example. But anyway, let's move on. Coney, 133%. We knew that. Fantastic. Even MSFO, it's not highlighted, but 43% recovery rate, pretty good. AMDY, 67% recovery rate. PP, 54% recovery rate. And then Ulti, 54%, pretty good. And then we got the last group, Group D. AMZ, 60% recovery. Awesome. Again, AMZ is one of the best funds. That's a no-brainer, right? It's a no freaking brainer. If you're okay owning an individual covered call ETF, why not look at AMZ first? Again, the yield it's not as fantastic as these others, but they're just steady Eddie, man. They pay and they recover. They pay, they recover. They pay, they recover. Nothing wrong with that. Squeeze actually paid back 75%, which is pretty damn good. I know they're struggling lately, but they pay. And then Misty, 156%. What more can you say about Misty? That thing's going to be at 200% soon. Fantastic. And then one more thing I did want to go over is if we look at the one thing I always say, again, I'm a broken record sometimes on this, this video on the guesstimates, but when people ask, when is the best time to buy into these funds? My answer is, who the hell knows? right? But if I had to give an actual answer, I would look at the underlying, right? Because these, as you know, they move with the underlying. Each of these funds, they create a synthetic position that mimics the movement of the underlying. So if they mimic the movement of the underlying, we should just be looking at the underlying if we're trying to understand if it's a good price to get in or not. Of course, outside of synthetic, yes, they sell covered calls and the cap's the upside, right? But we can't, we're not going to really add that into the equation. Obviously, the IV tells it how high, how far the money they can go, and now they have credit call spreads. So we'll let them do their thing with that. So we'll just focus on the underlying when we look and say, okay, is anything near a value? And when we say near a value, I'm saying near a 52-week low. All right. So I have here the underlying price. Tesla, for example, is $337.80. 52-week low, 138.80. 52-week high, 488. So I have a calculator here. It is 56% away from the 52-week low. So since it's greater than 50% away from the low, then it's closer to the high. So that's why I put the value of high. If it was under 50%, it would say low. And again, I don't know if this means anything to you guys. I just thought it was something that was pretty cool to add into the spreadsheet. But that being said, I'll just show you the ones that are closer to the low if it helps you guys. And then you do your research from there. So here, we'll go here. Zomo is near a 52-week low. They're 33% away from their 52-week low. But they kind of been there, to be honest, for quite some time. I mean, Crash, again, it's the inverse. So they don't really count because they go opposite. But anyway, so who else? That was it for Group A. Group B, well, I mean, there's no shocker here. Moderna is near a 52-week low. In fact, they're 4% away from their 52-week low. So this is just a toss-up. You could take a gamble and hope Moderna finally recovers. And then you can essentially collect the distributions on the way up, which would be fantastic. But again, when is that recovery? Who the heck knows, right? Because if you buy Murni and they reverse split and you have less shares, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. But do you want to? You could take that risk or not. That's up to you guys. But Moderna is certainly near their 52-week low. MARO. So MARO is near their 52-week low, very close to it. In fact, 7% away. Wow. Yeah. So they're getting smacked, man. That is freaking awful. Because I added, it pissed me off. I added MARA to my options ETFs, like the watch list, but I'm about to remove their ass. I don't know. Crypto's been struggling though lately. All right, so what are we on? Group C. Coinbase near a low. MSFT is near a low. AMD is near a low. In fact, 3% away from the low. They've been getting beat up. They've been close to their low since I've been covering this for a long time. PayPal's barely there, but they're near their low. And then, well, that's it, pretty much. So, but that's a lot in this group. That's really. So, Coney, MSFO, AMDY, and PP, are these a good time to buy? Maybe. I don't know. But that's just what I'm showing. All right, Group D, what do we got? No discounts there. Here we go. SQUE, well, yeah, no surprise because they've been going down. Their underlying's near the low. AI's near the low. Well, SQUE, yeah, when I say their underlying, it's, what is it, XYZ now. It's annoying. I hate when people change their tickers. Misty, MSTR is near their low, but barely. Surprisingly, they're near their low. Look at their 52-week high, $542. Look at their 52-week low, $66. If there ever was a big fluctuation, there it is. SMCI is near their low too, so SMCY could be a deal in some people's eyes. Again, they have some issues still that they need to get worked up, figure out. So that's it on the deals, or the 52-week lows versus 52-week highs. And that's pretty much all I'm going to cover on this video. So I will just give a quick recap on what we said were the guesstimates, and then we shall go from there. All right, so let's start with NVDY. Again, Group B, they're going to declare this week. So NVDY, I have $1.10. That's a 68% yield. FBY, 51 cents, 33% yield. JPMO, 37 cents, 25% yield. MARO, 23 cents, 78% yield. G to the D to the X to the Y, 44 cents, 36% yield. Babo, $1.48, but it could be a lot more. I put $1.48, 81% yield. PLTY could go either way. I have 750. Of course, yes, they could pay more, but they could pay less too. 750 is a 123% yield. MARO, I have them basically the same payment as last time, 210, 91% yield. And then dips, if anyone gives a crap, 48 cents, 53% yield. And then we scroll down to the weeklies. I got YieldMax, 16 cents. Guesstimate yield, 51%. YMAG, 20 cents, 60% yield. L to the F to the G to the Y, 65 cents, 76% yield. GPTY, 37 cents, 41% yield. SDTY, second payment, 18 cents, 18% yield. And then QDTY, first payment, 25 cents, 25% yield. Oh my God. Is that enough information or what? Holy crap. I think we're at the end of the video, guys. So that being said, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, I don't know. I don't really know what to tell you, but come back tomorrow. Maybe I'll be more entertaining. I am more entertaining actually on the daily videos than I am on the guesstimates, because the guesstimates, there's just so much to cover that I don't know. I can't be as loony. But outside of that, what else we got here? If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button if you want. Assuming you're not driving or anything, right? You're just sitting home watching a video. If you click the like, what does that even do? Does that even matter? Well, if you hit it, I assume that does something for your algorithm, right? It'll tell YouTube that you like videos like this. For me, it'll help tell YouTube that people actually like my content. And then obviously they would share it with more people. I don't know. I don't know the algorithm thing. But I just know that more likes is good, right? More like good. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. In fact, some of the questions I'd like to know what you guys think NVIDIA is paying, what Babo is paying, and what PLTY is paying. So outside of the keyword, we'll get it, that a second. Outside of the keyword, then yeah, I don't know. That's all I'm asking, because I don't know. These are tough ones to guess, especially Babo and PLTY. Those are really tough. But yeah. Anyway, so we made it to the end. Long video, I know, but people love the guesstimate videos. I love the guesstimate videos. It's not as hard to make as my other videos, but it's the most popular video. So again, I gotta love that too. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. But if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta type in the freaking keyword. But again, today's keyword, it's not necessarily, well, it is a keyword. Two things I'll ask, if you don't mind. The keyword is 25K, because I want to hit 25K subscribers today. In fact, I don't even know what the number is. Last I checked, I was pretty damn close, but I'm pretty sure I could hit it today. So the keyword today, if you made it this far in the video, you have to type in the comments 25K. You can also write in what you guys think NVIDIA, Babo, and PLTY are paying. That would be cool as well. But outside of that, if you want to help me hit that 25K, you can click share on this video, and then you could share it as a post on your YouTube channel, and that'll help me hit 25K. That's like the most simple thing I could say that would help help me real quick. Since you're already in the video, there is an option to hit share, and you could share it. Although your channel may not be you may not have a lot of subscribers, which is fine, but the fact that you're sharing it, it goes somewhere. Someone may see it, which in fact would get me, more subscribers and help me hit 25K today. So again, 25K is the goal today. We're hitting 25K today. So that's the freaking keyword. And like I said, if you want to share this video, just hit share to create as a post. That's up to you though. If you want to help me hit that 25K. But yeah, I'm going to share this video on my other socials. Hopefully it'll help. I'll ask for some retweets too on Twitter. And then, of course, maybe some Instagram help. I hate Instagram. I just think it's so, I don't know. I have a lot of, I don't know. I've been using that the longest, but it just, Twitter, I keep saying Twitter. It's X, I know, but I like X a lot better. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. And again, of course, thank you guys for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day. Stay tuned on Wednesday when YieldMax actually declares what they're paying, and we'll see if it's close. But if it's not, who cares? If it is, who cares? All right, anyway, have a great day. Later.